Hey, don't mind the way that this video is being recorded, okay? I can't use Kong vs. Godzilla footage for obvious reasons. So, the way that I'm recording this video, it's gonna have to do. But yeah, Kong vs. Godzilla, the movie that people were going on Reddit, Twitter, and other social media platforms to defend their favorite big ape or their fire-breathing lizard. Honestly, if you want to know what side that I chose in this movie, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really do not care. I just wanted an entertaining monster movie. And did I get that in this movie? I'd say yeah. Now, of course, I can't really speak for everybody, but I do think that the movie was pretty damn good. Now, is it a masterpiece in filmmaking? No, of course it's not. The movie has its problems, which I'll get to in a bit, but for now, I would just like to say that the review does indeed have spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, click off now. I would also like to say that this is my opinion. I would also like to include that I am not a movie reviewer, nor do I intend to become one. This is just your average movie enjoyer who just wanted to watch a movie where two monsters beat the shit out of each other for a couple hours. That's it. That's all this is. Anyway, I don't want this review to be too ridiculously long, so yeah, let's get into it. I want to start with the problems that I had with the movie, and then get to the things that I really loved about it, just so we can start with a really low note and then get to the end where it's a really high note, you know? The first problem that I had was that there was a good guy in the movie. I don't really think that there should have been a good guy or a bad guy in this movie. If you watch the movie, you will know that it seems like Kong is being brought up a hell of a lot more than Godzilla is. I don't know, the whole thing where the little girl and Kong have like this special bond make it so Godzilla can't really have his, I guess you could say, good guy moment. And you could argue that when they inevitably team up at the end of the movie that is Godzilla's good guy moment, but to be honest, Kong just gets way more screen time than Godzilla in this movie. Godzilla kind of just murders people in the city whenever he's on screen. And then it cuts to Kong getting the source with the protagonist characters. Speaking of Kong, it's never completely explained how he gets on the ship or like gets on the nets for the helicopter. He kind of just shows up there, unless I missed something. They just never really explain how they're able to get this man, this giant ass monkey, onto a big boat. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I doubt that they were able to push him onto it or carry him towards it. I don't know. Did they gas him? I'm assuming they probably gassed him or something. I don't fucking... How does that shit work? I don't even... The next problem I have is that they're still trying to make us care for these human characters. This was the problem with the past two Godzilla movies, and it is still kind of a problem here as well. They fixed it a hell of a lot more in this movie than all the previous movies, but it is still definitely noticeable. But here's an example. Kong and Godzilla are fighting in their Hong Kong battle, and then right in the middle of it, the camera just pans to the human characters in the little spacecraft, just flying by, you know, flying through the battle and stuff. I didn't want to see that. I want to see what they're doing. I want to see what they're up to at the moment. I don't care what the humans are doing. They could crash land for all I care. Also, something that kind of applies to this point as well is that the transitions in this movie can be a little weird sometimes. Like, for example, Kong is getting his axe, right? He's just casually, or not, I don't want to say casually, but he's getting his special weapon that can defeat Godzilla, his version of Mjolnir for Thor. But it'll be casually doing that, and then boom, Godzilla is fucking there, alright? This isn't a weird transition, this is good. Means we're about to get a fight going. Godzilla's breathing his fucking fire breath into the hollow earth, or whatever the hell it's called. All chaos is brewing, you know, everything's about to go down. And then it cuts to Millie Bobby Brown and the side characters. But I want to see what's going on there. I don't care what these people are doing. Stop that right now. That's another thing. I don't even remember the characters' names. Now, it is not at all the actors' fault of these characters I just don't care for. These actors are more or less doing a pretty good job. I'm not blaming them by any means. Even the little girl, even though I really do not like her implementation into this movie, she does her job well. Like, she's a better child actor. I've seen worse child actors, so I mean, you know, if she wants to show an emotion, she shows it. Sometimes she kind of just blank faces, but I mean, she's a little girl. Like, you can't really expect too much out of her. But, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I'm not hating on any of the actors. The actors are fine. This one is kind of a nitpick, but the ending is kind of anticlimactic. I'm gonna be honest. It's, Godzilla kind of just swims off, and then it cuts to Kong jumping around in his little area, and then the movie ends. It's a little more stretched out than that, but it's kind of what it is. I want to see what Godzilla's up to, too. He kind of just swims up at the end of the battle, and then he's just like, oh, look, bye. And that's it. That's the last we see of him. Now, one final thing for this movie. One final problem that I have with this movie, okay? It's the fact that the damn humans get so lucky, the main character ones anyway. The amount of times that these people don't die, it's insane. The biggest example is the fact that Mechagodzilla fucking slaps the dude in the face through the glass, murders the dude, but he just doesn't care for the main characters. He's just like, oh, y'all can live. I don't mind any of you guys. You guys aren't the people that controlled me because I'm just that intelligent, right? I'm gonna go fight the good guy Godzilla now because I'm evil. But just because I'm evil doesn't mean I want to kill you guys. But I killed. You get what I mean, though. Anyway, that's it. Enough bitching, alright? Let's get to the things that I actually enjoyed about this movie. Sorry, one last thing. This came to my mind. This isn't even in the script right here, right? Why is there a little girl in a war zone? I don't care if you can communicate with Kong. She should not be there. Get her out of there, dude. Get her to a safe spot. Anyway, for real, that's it. I'm done. I'm serious. I'm done. Alright, so the first thing that I love about this movie is that both monsters win. Yes, I know, it's crazy. Both monsters get to win a round. Godzilla wins a fight by beating the shit out of Kong in the aircraft carrier, and then he kind of wins when it comes to the overall fight in Hong Kong. But Kong gets the biggest win of them all because while he might not have won the duel, he pretty much saved the world, I guess you could say, by defeating Mechagodzilla. Everybody got their badass moments. And I know some Kong fans are probably getting pissed off out of their minds. I thought you said you didn't choose a side. Why are you saying that one side won? Because, let's be real, if it weren't for the humans using that giant-ass defibrillator, or using their giant-ass ship as a defibrillator, Kong would be dead. Alright? They even said it. Kong was dying after their fight in Hong Kong. So, yeah, I'd say Godzilla won, seeing as he nearly killed the fucking monkey. Alright? Let's be real. Now, the next thing that I loved was Mechagodzilla. I mentioned him earlier. Dumb decision that he did back then. I'd say that's the only dumb decision he did. I'm calling it a him. I don't give a shit. He was my favorite part of the movie. I'm just gonna say that now. He looked cool. He sounded cool. And his attacks were just badass. Okay? I don't have to explain myself. I mentioned this earlier, but I love that everyone gets their badass moments. Both sides anyway. I'm not gonna say everyone, but just Kong and Godzilla, the main characters. Both of them got their badass moments. Like, for one, Godzilla got his badass moments by beating the shit out of Kong multiple times. But then, Mechagodzilla comes along, kicks the shit out of Godzilla, and then when Kong wakes up, he goes in and they do a little team-up fight against Mechagodzilla. It was just cool, alright? It was cool. And then, you know, Godzilla gets pretty much annihilated. He would have actually died if it weren't for Kong jumping in. But yeah, then Kong gets the finishing blow with help of Godzilla shooting his fire breath at Kong's axe, knowing it would charge it up enough for Kong to just go ham on that big giant lizard robot thing. So, yeah, Kong inevitably kills it. That's basically what happens. Absolutely destroys it, like a bleeding black oil everywhere, and then he holds his head up like he just fucking won a gladiator fight. It was cool, okay? I'll admit, it was cool as the on screen, I'm gonna be honest. The visuals were also very, very good in this movie. I'm gonna say that. I don't think there was a single shot in this film where I was just like, wow, this looks like shit. Every single shot, I'd say, looked at least good. Obviously, there's just some normal basic shots because, well, not every shot can be a cinematography mode, but, you know, I don't take cinematography, I don't review films or anything. I just thought it looked cool, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Especially the Hollow Earth bits where it's like there's two Earths, like, on top of each other, it's like a mirror effect. It's like, it looked really cool, okay? You can't tell me you looked at that shot, even if it didn't really make a whole lot of sense, which it didn't to me. Because I personally don't pay too much attention to the whole MonsterVerse stuff. I just wanted to see a cool monster movie. But it looked cool, I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, overall I would say that I enjoyed this movie. I think this movie is what Batman and Superman should have been. This is what it tried to be with bringing in Doomsday and having them team up at the end. But it just face planted because the way that they decided to team up was stupid. But I guess having these two monsters not being able to communicate whatsoever kind of works. If I had to put a number on this movie, I would give it probably a 7 out of 10. It would be an 8 out of 10, but I feel like the problems that I have with the movie kind of hold it back a bit. But that's not to say that I feel the movie is like mediocre or anything. I think it is far from that and even further from a bad movie. This movie is a good watch. I'm gonna be honest, I'll recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it and is like interested in watching it and for some reason watching the spoiler review of all things. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty much I'd say I pretty much got out of it what I had expected to get. Just a dumb, fun monster movie, not anything to take too seriously. Let me know what you guys thought about this movie in the comment section below. I'm sorry for the scuffed ass recording rather than having like background footage with commentary or something, but you know, I need to get out of all this gear because it is like 80 degrees out and I'm fucking sweating, okay? Thank you all for watching and I'll see you on the next one.